Okay, guys, we got a kiki. Everybody sit down. We got to talk episode 3, season 3, House of the Dragon. Let's do it. Let's get into it. You guys are going to watch my hair dry. I'm sorry. I literally just got out the shower. And I literally needed to cool down after that episode. I was so mad. I felt like I blinked and it was just over. When we see Rhaenyra again, we are finding out very quickly that she is obviously still grieving and feels a little haunted, but B, she's broke. And King's Landing has a gaggle of new problems. So King's Landing is literally coming off of a blockade that Rhaenyra literally, put in place herself. And she literally just, incited the small folk to, violence and to riot and to wreak havoc in her name, saying that if, your queen still remembers you, here, have some gifts of food, even though I did technically order the blockade. But I only ordered it because, they usurped my throne and now I want it back. And when I come back, I'm going to fix everything. And now the chickens have come home to roost, and it's time for her to start making good with her promises. And she can't because she's broke. She ain't got no money. She's being haunted by her son, and she ain't got no money. And on top of everything, she can't get nothing off her to-do list. The High Septon won't legitimize her and let her, claim the throne legitimately. And she can't. And her man and her side chick are literally fighting in the council room. Okay, number 2, let's talk about it. Daemon and Mysaria, the back and forth, the heated rivalry that's going on between them. I am intrigued. It's the best part of the episode, I think I wanted more. That whole scene where Mysaria interrupts Daemon and she basically answers a question for him, and then he snaps at her and he's like, "Who asked you?" And Rhaenyra was like, "She's my mistress of whispers. Of course she can advise me on these things, beach." I was like, okay. We're getting some tension. This is Rhaenyra's conscience being represented to us. And I love the way that they're doing it, because in the Fire and Blood book, you don't really get a lot of this banter back and forth, any of the dialogue really. We get a little bit, but not much. It reads like a history book again. So I did think it was really interesting that they chose to represent Rhaenyra's struggle with wanting to be the kind of ruling queen that her father wanted her to be, when she says at the beginning, I have to justify my father's faith in me. And that's represented by Mysaria and her wanting to be a just queen, but also the side of Rhaenyra that she admits, I have a lot of rage inside of me and I want to burn things to the ground and that represents the conqueror in her that Daemon kind of represents. It's the two sides of the coin. And I just thought it was really interesting the way that they decided to represent, to have Daemon and Mysaria be the representatives of that, the physical manifestation of her struggle. And the tension in the room was palpable. So, good job, everybody. And I don't know why Alicent Hightower was pissed me off this episode. She was pissing me off this episode. Why? Because, I'll tell you why. The gall and the gumption that she had to look at Rhaenyra and be like, well, you killed my father. Okay, and for her to be like, so I just have to hope that my son dies. Girl, 2 of Rhaenyra's sons are dead. Her father is dead. Her daughter is dead. And it all had to do with you. Okay, well, minus her dad. That was a long time coming. He got, but yeah. So what did you think was going to happen? You're lucky any of you are alive, because honestly, if somebody would have taken my baby, I wouldn't be as nice about it. Okay. Wait, how did Alicent and Helaena find out that Jace died? Wait a minute. Okay, I tried to rewatch it again, but I still don't get it. Did Helaena see Jace die? Did she see the Battle of the Gullet? And did Alicent even know that Jacaerys had died? Because she looks surprised when Helaena asks her if killing Otto made her feel better about Jace. She looks really surprised. Either she's surprised that her daughter would have had even the I don't know, the balls to say something like that to Rhaenyra or whatever, or if she was genuinely surprised. But I don't know. Did Helaena see it in a vision, or did they know that Jacaerys had died? Because from what I can tell, they were just trying to get out of King's Landing and get Aemon out of there. And I don't think that they knew that the Battle of the Gullet was happening. Because, you know, they were scheming on their own things. I might be misreading that. I'm autistic. Let me know in the comments if you have a better explanation. Armin Hightower, I gotta give it to you. You got one over. You got one over on the Blacks. I gotta give it to you. 0.1 for Team Green. You know, y'all been losing a lot lately, so he needed to get a win. And he got one over. I gotta give a shout out to David Lightbringer on YouTube, because he does these like after the show, like live show recaps or whatever with some of the other A Song of Ice and Fire YouTube creators, and he called it last week. He said that he thought that this Darren, the blonde Darren, was a imposter, and that he was gonna switch him, and he was right. He was 100% right. And like I kind of knew why he was saying that, and I'm not gonna give spoilers, but yeah, it just makes sense on why they're like setting it up like that. And oh my God, Alicent, that look that Alicent had on her face was priceless. It was, when she realized it wasn't Darren, oh my God, and Rhaenyra immediately clocked it. Immediately. Priceless. But the thing that pissed me off the most was the fact that Rhaenyra just cold-bloodedly just completely denied Corlys. She just denies him. Rhaenyra Alexandria Targaryen, how could you deny this man? Your children's grandsire, by the way, the one thing that he literally gave them their whole entire lives, and is the whole reason why you're sitting there on that dang throne anyways, okay? Because he stood by you, and he allowed you to claim those children as legitimate, and now you won't let him do the same? Why? Because you want to have all of the symbols of legitimacy first? I get that. I 100% get that. But you need to put your little politicking cap on, and you need to learn how to word things better. Because what you should have done is you should have been like, you know what, Corlys, I got this little problem with the Septon. He's talking about how they can't anoint me as a queen yet. And that means I can't legitimize your children. So how about we team project this shit and let's get me coronated so that I can actually do something about this. And lastly, I do want to say that I loved the pacing this episode. I felt like I was in that pressure cooker with Rhaenyra. I felt every single, like, it was like secondhand pressure instead of like secondhand embarrassment or whatever. And it was such a nice change of pace. I feel like I keep saying this, but it is a really nice change of pace from last season when I just felt like I was being dragged along the whole time. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm really enjoying the changes that they decided to make with this, with the story in general. I think that it's headed in a really good direction, and I'm enjoying myself. So let me know what you guys think. Check out my profile and give me a follow if you guys want to see some more Westeros content. I am currently building my way in The Sims 4 through Westeros. I've already posted some of my finished builds on here, so give me a follow, check out my profile, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye.